one of the truly great and still regarded as maybe the greatest air card of all time. This is a card which really embodies just so many things that have become so mainstay. I mean, this was really the card that in many ways defined what an air card would be for investors. Issued during the most important trading card set, in the earliest days, in the T206 set, the monster, over 500 cards of different versions of the players. Such an aggressive production, issued over 3 years. It came with lots of different, strange manufacturing variances and things, but there are a few true air cards that exist, and this is probably the most loved. Sherry Magee, who was no slouch of a player himself. He had a long career, but this particular variant is pretty loud. They just misspelled his name, and by the time that they caught it, very few copies were ever made. His correct spelling is Magee. This one is Magie, as you can see down here. And unlike other errors where like a printing plate fell off and a letter is missing, this is just a straight up misspelling that the manufacturer caught very early on, and yet there were a few of these that snuck out. It's as scarce as a Honus Wagner card, and as it sits, it's just loved for that reason. I think the other error card that comes to mind that I think might be comparably as loved would be like the Frank Thomas no name error, where they just forgot to put the name on the front of the card. It's these kinds of errors that are really sought after, and this might be the first. This was really just part of collecting. It's cultural at this point. This example awarded a 2 designation overall is really almost as good as it gets for the issue. It looks like a 3 or maybe even a 4. There's a small blemish here at the center of the card, which might even be like a little piece of residue. It's hard to tell, but other than that, it's well centered. You got even corner wear in the back. I mean, normally when you flip it over, you see heavy staining or paper loss at the level of a 2. This doesn't have any of that. It's about as good as it could possibly look like for the grade. As such, it's a recipient of our above average designation. We just think it's a really nice looking 2. Scan around the periphery, but again, this is like, they just don't look like this at this grade level. Usually a 2, you're seeing heavy creasing, heavy paper surface issues. Just a really nice example, and we're delighted to have it. So, if you're in the market for these types of portfolio diversifications, this is a rare opportunity to acquire something of this stature, and it's been a long time since we've seen one of this caliber.